back to another episode of Painter's Cramp. Today I will be answering one of your guys' questions, so let's get started. Yumiguchi asks, how did you find your style? Let's see. I believe I started to develop a style around last year in the middle of Inktober. I have a video for you guys to go check out, and it's my Inktober sketchbook review. I'll link that down below so you guys can actually get a visual of what I'm talking about. So when I first started Inktober, I was just sketching things to be able to get it out of the way and move on with the day. But I started to realize I wasn't producing the things that I really enjoyed, and they weren't being executed properly, so they were just kind of crummy and scratchy, and they didn't really look very good, nor did they get much attention. So towards the middle of Inktober, I took about 2 or 3 days off, and I sort of reflected on myself and figured out why the heck I wasn't producing as cool stuff as everyone else in the Inktober challenge hashtag. So I did quite a lot of research and kind of some self-reflection on myself. I looked into a ton of different artists and what I liked about them, the types of art that they created, and why I even like that type of art. I also realized that I wasn't really giving myself enough time to be able to actually produce quality sketches. I was really impatient with myself. So when I went back into Inktober and I started going at it again, I made sure I gave myself adequate amount of time to be able to produce the things that I like. I also started pulling up references of different poses that I thought would fit what was in my mind at the moment. And I found that the things that I was creating after that ended up looking so much more better. Like, it's a huge jump from at the beginning of Inktober compared to towards the end. And since then, I've been using those same methods, and it helps really. So patience, references, and inspirations are the 3 main things that sort of helped me find my style, I feel. And since then, it's changed drastically. Like, the stuff I'm producing now looks completely different than what it looked like 2 months ago from the last watercolor speed paint that I presented to you guys. Like, it's drastic, and a lot of it just techniques have changed. My use of watercolors and the way I use pencils, sketching. I've also been exposed to even more artists that I aspire and look up to, and trying to integrate more things and trying to challenge myself. So with that said, that's about it for this week's question. If you guys want more inside juicy details on some of the types of references that I use, the types of artists that I aspire and look up into, maybe even my playlists and such that I like to jam out to when drawing, I plan on producing and launching a Patreon in August, and you guys will be able to have access to that type of stuff. So you can kind of get an insight into this girl's world. If you guys have any more questions for me, hashtag AskAbsoluteAma on any of my social media sites, or comment on YouTube down below. So yeah, like, subscribe if you actually have been watching for this long and you're not part of this family. And I'll see you guys next week.